welcome to Breakfast with Bridgett, live on News 6 Plus and clickorlando.com. I'm your host, Bridgett Ellison, here on this Giving Tuesday, December 3rd, 2024. It is Giving Tuesday, so here at News 6, we are doing a very special phone bank today. You can call 888-436-6665, and you can give to the Angel Tree Program. So if you've been meaning to adopt an angel and haven't had a chance to get out to one of the locations and check that out, you can call in and donate to help adopt an angel today. So it's a great way to give. We'll be standing by all day at that number, 888-436-6665. I always get mixed up with all the sixes, but give us a call again, 888-436-6665, to help adopt an angel today for the Salvation Army Angel Tree. Also this morning, we're talking about food insecurity and nutritional insecurity and giving to Second Harvest Food Bank of Central Florida. So we have a live interview coming up to talk about that and just trying to help eliminate hunger across our area and how you can get involved with giving back to that. And it's one of those things where every $10 to Second Harvest can provide $40 worth of meals. So your giving goes a long way there as well. So getting to all that a little bit later. First, though, you will need the jackets again. Let's head over to Chief Meteorologist Candace Campos in the Pinpoint Weather Center. Candace, really enjoying the weather. Did hear a lot of heaters clicking on overnight.
Yeah, I think this was kind of the night where a lot of people decided to switch it on, or at least their air conditioning finally decided to switch from AC to heater. This morning we were waking up some areas down into the 20s already this morning. Marion County, that's really the coldest spot. But even as far south as Osceola and Brevard County right now, we are dealing with those 40s. And it's going to take a lot of work to actually get to about 60 degrees today, as we still have a lot of cold sunshine. We had that brisk north breeze. So it's going to be not only a chilly start to the morning, but a cold day, as highs again are going to be about 10 to 15 degrees below average. So let's take it to the maps. I love this little graphic that we built during the show this morning. It is a little AI generated Florida snowman because we don't have the snow. We might have some frost, but we don't have any snow in the forecast. So this is our version of Florida snow. So thanks to Trooper Steve for designing this with a little help of AI magic. But cold weather continues for your Tuesday. We're going to start off chilly again tomorrow, back into the 40s and 30s. Excuse me. So there will be that potential of dealing with a little more frost and freeze in the forecast, and then warming up though as we head into the weekend. And that's the beauty of a Florida snowman, is that it doesn't melt when it starts to warm up, right? Temperatures out the door right now, I told you, 29. That is our temperature right now in Ocala, down to 41 in DeLand, 42 in Claremont, 48 degrees right now in Cocoa Beach, 41 even as far south as Mico. So we do have that freeze warning there on the one side of your screen, that bright purple, the lighter blues there, indicating a frost advisory. That is in effect across areas of inland Flagler, inland Volusia, northern Lake County, and all of Sumter County. All this remains in effect for another hour and a half or so. So as we take you here, hour by hour, highs again barely getting into those low 60s. Our official high in Orlando is 63, so it will be a touch cooler the further north you go. So you can see here clouds and rain forecast. We'll start to get a little more green and yellow back into the 60s this afternoon by about 4 or 5 o'clock. And then notice that cold air filtering in, funneling right down the peninsula for another day as that big ridge of high pressure remains just to our north. But as we head into the end of the week, that big ridge of high pressure will push offshore. That will bring the airflow off the ocean, and that will start our gradual warming trend. But overall, we are still expecting to stay sunny and in the 70s for the next 7 days. So frost and freeze potential once again in the forecast for tonight. Not as cold as this morning, but still on the chilly side, nearing freezing in our northwestern communities, which is why there will be a chance for some freeze. And then areas highlighted more in that pink shades, pretty much from I-4 north and west, will have that potential for more frost in the forecast. So if you did it for the last couple of days, you're going to have to do it for one more day, cover up, or bring in the sensitive plants, bring the pets inside. Pipes still will be fine for another night. As we take you here throughout the next few days, you can see the gradual step up there. We'll go back into the low 70s, still running below average of that 75-degree mark, and then above average as we head into early next week. So we're still going to stay comfortable, but this super duper cold snap, though, will be ending by tomorrow.
All right. This is really cold today. I mean, barely into the 60s today. So
yeah, it's one of those days where you'll need the layers even into the afternoon.
Oh, yeah. All right, Candace. Sounds good. We'll get
Yeah.
prepared. We'll get bundled up.
Get
All right.
toasty.
Yes. All right. Thanks. So this morning with traffic and Trooper Steve, he is standing by with some special guests. I see. We've been talking about Giving Tuesday all morning, Steve.
That's right here. That's why I couldn't. Why not hang out with the one and only Ginger Santa? She's out here in the lobby. Ginger's life-size cardboard photo has been up here in the lobby for part of one of our kind of our partners with the American Heart Association.
Mm-hmm.
That I just figured I'd add that for a little bit of fun. But you're right. It is Giving Tuesday. You know, we wanted to get in on some of what we have going on here. So I figured since the roadways aren't doing too bad, there's no major crashes out there, and it's fairly routine. Let me show you what we have going on over in our Studio B right now, because that's what we've been talking about all morning with Giving Tuesday, the Salvation Army here, the one and only, of course, Captain Ken Chapman. It's Major Ken Chapman. I really hope the signal stays strong while we're in here and hanging out. But the crews have been in here hanging out all morning. We have that phone drive currently happening right now, and it's going to be going on all day. So you can see the volunteers are all hanging out. We have Major is here. Major Ken Chapman.
Hey.
We're live with Breakfast with Bridgett right now
One
over
of the-
here at clickorlando.com.
One of the best days of the year.
All day, right?
An opportunity to give to people who need it the most. We're blessed. I had hot water in my shower today.
Look at that.
And I'm thankful for the little things and the big things. But today, we're going to sacrificially give to make Orlando a better place to live.
Awesome. And it's always great to see Light Orlando with us
Yeah.
here. How are you, sir?
Good.
So we want you to give the phones a call. 1-888-436-6665. I've got the team all behind me back here. I haven't figured out my left from my right. Sorry. But you can see them there. So give them a call. They're going to be here all day. And you know we enjoy this stuff. There's the graphic up on the screen. 5 to 7 p.m. Awesome. Give them a call. You guys know this is the best time of the year here at News 6. And Bridgett, you know I love Christmas. So
Oh, yeah.
anytime that we can get together and do something like this, it gets us all pretty excited. Since news isn't always good, it's nice when we can focus on this.
Yes, and I would say the distribution day is just, it's not like anything you normally would ever see on the news. So it's just a feel-good day. We're looking forward to that and really appreciative of all the folks who've been able to, chip in and help out all these thousands of children and seniors. It's going to be a great Christmas thanks to, generous hearts out there.
Yeah, you feel it's one of those emotions where you feel the love, you physically feel the love, like in your body, where you're just like, you know what I'm talking about.
Oh,
Everyone
yeah.
at home knows exactly.
And they
what
can
I'm
call
talking
in
about.
and be a part of that today. And then when we have distribution day in just, a few weeks, it's going to be an amazing day. And
Yes.
and them knowing that they're a part of that is special.
Yes. So don't forget, I'll have that comedian with me. Not comedian, magician today. He's also pretty funny, but he's a sergeant with UCF Police Department, and he's a part-time magician. We had to reschedule, but he will be in the truck today for a great interview and hopefully a little sleight of hand. So join me.
10 a.m.
Yes, ma'am. 10 a.m.
Perfect. All right. Thanks so much, Trooper Steve. See you then.
See ya.
All right, we do have to get to a little bit of news, and unfortunately, an Orlando firefighter was hurt battling a fire in a neighborhood overnight. This happened along East Amelia Street, just north of Lake Eola. We know another person was also hurt. It's unclear how bad the injuries are right now, but we're trying to check for more updates. We'll keep you posted here on clickorlando.com. Of course, officials say that they are investigating this as a possible arson. So they called in their arson and bomb squad to investigate that fire off of East Amelia Street. Also this morning, the woman convicted of allowing her boyfriend to suffocate in a suitcase has received a life sentence. Sarah Boone will spend the rest of her life behind bars, but she and her legal team are saying that she wants to fight that and says that she was not expecting to get a life sentence over this second-degree murder case. But News 6's Laverne McGee explains more.
The hearing lasted about 2 hours this afternoon. The judge heard from people who both supported Boone and those who wanted her to get the maximum sentence. Prosecutors say she showed little remorse, and even in her closing remarks, she portrayed herself as the victim.
I forgive myself for falling in love with a monster.
Before being sentenced to life in prison, Sarah Boone read a prepared statement where she named all of the people she wanted to forgive. Back in October, Boone was found guilty of second-degree murder in the death of her longtime boyfriend, George Torres Jr. Prosecutors say he suffocated inside of a suitcase in February of 2020. Boone said she forgave her boyfriend's family for what she described as turning a blind eye to the abuse she claims she suffered.
I forgive George for beating me senseless, for trying to sleep because I had to go to work or my son's field trip the next day, for ruining my deceased family's heirlooms, traditions, and keepsakes.
Boone says she didn't mean to kill him and testified she thought he could get out of the suitcase after their drunken game of hide and seek. Before Boone read her statement, Torres' mother was in tears as she told the court how much she loved and missed her son.
She don't only kill my son, she killed a father, a brother, an uncle.
Torres' sister Victoria made it clear how she feels about Boone.
And Sarah deserved to rot in jail.
Boone told her attorney after the sentencing she could not believe she got life and she wants to appeal.
At that point, it's back to square one for negotiations with the state attorney. But of course, that's her hope, that she wins an appeal. Nobody wants to do life in prison.
In Orange County, Laverne McGee, Getting Results, News 6.
And so we will keep you updated of any new developments in that story. And also this morning, more news about city leaders in Mount Dora working on a foul odor that neighbors keep complaining about in Mount Dora. News 6's Mark Lehman has more about why some residents say they can't go outside without this horrible stench.
At night, especially when the wind settles down, it can get quite intense.
Dan Quinn has lived in the Sullivan Ranch neighborhood for 10 years, and he says lately an awful stink has permeated the area.
What's the situation with this smell?
Well, for the most part, we think it's the lifting stations.
Quinn and many of his neighbors believe it's a nearby wastewater treatment plant that's to blame. After years of complaints, Mount Dora launched a 6-month study to find out if the mystery stench is in fact coming from that facility or some other place, like a nearby farm or landfill.
Some of the more active folks in the area have gone through and, yeah, it's not the mushroom farm, it's not the landfill, it's not anything else. The only thing left is the lifting station.
After 3/4 of results, the city held a meeting last month and said there's not enough data to show the odor is coming from the treatment facility, but they're also waiting on the complete findings of that study. Meanwhile, the report says hundreds of residents have recorded odor observations during that same time.
I'll keep passing the city. Eventually, they'll start listening to the people. So we'll see.
And we will see, so we'll keep you updated there. We will take a quick break. We'll be back with more with Second Harvest Food Bank and their Health and Hunger program and how you can help out on this Giving Tuesday. Welcome back at 7:45 this morning. We are talking about the Health and Hunger Program with Second Harvest Food Bank of Central Florida. And this morning we have Don Coffernus with us, Chief Health Systems and Financial Officer with Second Harvest. Good morning, Don.
Hi, good morning, Bridgett. Thank you for having me here today.
It's great to have you, and it is Giving Tuesday, and so we know Second Harvest Food Bank works with so many groups across Central Florida. What's the current status of hunger and trying to help people across Central Florida?
Well, unfortunately, we have 1 in 8 people who are food insecure, and even worse, 1 in 6 children. And it just continues to grow in need. There are affordable housing issues, and just the cost of food and inflationary impact is really making our neighbors struggle with knowing where or when their next meal may be coming from, and making difficult choices between, do we pay rent? Do we buy food? Do we fill our prescriptions? And those choices are really impacting the quality of foods that are going into their households.
And so when we talk about food insecurity versus hunger, there are some different things that go on there. Can you help people understand what that means? We were just talking about the Angel Tree with Salvation Army, and just there are so many people in need, but there are different levels to this crisis when it comes to the food insecurity and hunger.
Yes, as it relates to our health and hunger initiatives, when we talk about our food insecure population, we we know that there's a segment of our neighbors who just don't know where or when their next meal may be coming from. And when we pair that food insecurity with nutrition insecurity, that's the most vulnerable population that we serve. And imagine being both food insecure, not knowing where or when that meal is coming from, and then being diagnosed with a diet related chronic illness such as diabetes, knowing that the types of foods that you have access to are going to make a big difference in your health and your well being. So that's where our health and hunger program initiatives really come into play and want to help that very vulnerable population.
Mm-hmm. And so you work with hundreds of partners across the area, and it's more than 300,000 meals a day that you're able to put out.
That is correct. We are very fortunate in that we have a network of over 750 community partners. Most of them, I would say around 550 of them, are traditional partner agencies. And we're able to work with those agencies and not only getting food into the communities, but really focusing on the types of foods and ensuring that our neighbors who show up at those locations have access to healthy, nutritious foods like fresh produce, whole grains, lean proteins. And then the other sites or the other partners that we have to take us over that 750 mark are school sites and our healthcare providers. And we love to work directly with them in some of the other options that we have around our health and hunger strategy work.
You touched on the nutrition insecurity, and sometimes it comes about for different reasons. So it's not just the access or the food deserts per se, where maybe you live in an area where maybe there's not a close proximity to fresh foods or stores with fresh foods. Maybe you don't have transportation to those places that have the fresher foods. And the food bank, when we think about donating, a lot of times we say bring non-perishable items, but you're distributing plenty of fresh items thanks to our local farmers and different suppliers who are able to sell you foods at a discount.
That is correct, Bridget. We are able to leverage a lot of donated foods in the form of non perishable as well as rescued produce from our local farmers. But with the generosity of our community and our community partnerships, we're able to augment those donations with additional purchase food. So we're able to take those, say a $10 donation, we can turn it into $40 of meals being distributed into the community. But we do that also by purchasing the healthy choice options as well. And when I talk about what we do with the healthier foods and the health and hunger work, we can't just provide a meal. I mean, we could, but it's not enough. We like to pair providing healthy, nutritious foods to our neighbors in need with nutrition education to go alongside that, to really educate those who need the education most about why certain food choices are beneficial for them if they have a diet related chronic illness. And then we're also able to partner with our healthcare providers in the community and put together very specific boxes, food boxes, such as maternal health boxes or diabetes prevention boxes. And we have the ability to scale it and make it very individualized up to individual medically tailored meals.
Mm-hmm. And how can we look at that from the educational standpoint when you say working with people about those diet choices? How does that happen? How, like, if, for instance, today, where is that happening? Is it in the schools? Is it in community centers? How do you do that outreach?
It's in a variety of locations throughout our 7 county service area. We have 9 nutrition educators who do a series of classes all throughout our community. And you're able to access those locations by going on our website at feedhopenow.org. And you're able to find where we're doing nutrition education classes. And some examples of what those classes might look like or sound like include general nutrition education about macros, macronutrients, micronutrients, why they're important for individuals and how they can be utilized in balancing a diet. They talk about how to read nutrition labels, portion sizes, um, cooking demonstrations in order to know what to do with that papaya or what to do with certain other produce items and how to make the most of those nutrients.
This is such an ongoing crisis, a worldwide issue. When you look at the big picture, what are some of the things that you think need to happen that could help? And this is just, it's one of those things where we're doing the work every day to just help those who are in crisis in the moment every day. 300,000 meals a day with Second Harvest, but what are some of those solutions? Because even some of the programs that are in place, even around the world, may not necessarily be solutions.
That's a fabulous question. I'm glad you asked it. Second Harvest Food Bank addresses food and nutrition insecurity by both feeding the line of need, by putting the food into the community that our neighbors rely on and need, but also shortening the line of need by being very intentional about the nutrition piece of it and working with community partners in expanding on that. We have a spectrum of care that we're able to offer patients who are under the care of a healthcare provider within that spectrum, anywhere from accessing produce through the medically tailored meal distribution. And when we look at healthcare on that shortening the line of need lens, we know that healthcare costs are really climbing to an unacceptable level, not only here locally, but across our nation. And as it approaches approximately 20% of GDP, 85% of healthcare costs are related to diet-related chronic illness, and we can do something about that. We can do something about that by using food as medicine to first and foremost improve the quality of lives and improve the overall health and well-being of our neighbors. And then secondarily, it reduces our overall healthcare costs.
Right, right. And we could go on and on. I mean, it's so cyclical, and when you start talking about ingredients and, like you said, food is medicine, but conversely, many things in our foods are not good for us, and so, like you said, the access as well, influencing things. So how can people get involved? Because I know that we talked about this earlier. $10 goes a long way with Second Harvest, and so hopefully people will be generous on this Giving Tuesday and think about going to feedhopenow.org.
Yes, Giving Tuesday is such a great day for us. We've made it through Thanksgiving. We've made it through Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Today's a great day to be able to give back to our most vulnerable neighbors in need. So I encourage everyone, please participate in Giving Tuesday. If you want to support the Health and Hunger initiatives or any initiative of Second Harvest Food Bank of Central Florida, you can go donate online at www.feedhopenow.org, or you can call in your donation today at 407-514-1099.
Awesome. Well, Dawn, thank you so much for the insight this morning. And hopefully people will think about putting their Giving Tuesday funds towards Second Harvest today.
Thank you so much, Bridget. It was a pleasure to be with you today.
You too. Take care.
You too.
Like we mentioned, it is Giving Tuesday. We're also raising funds for the Angel Tree. You can call 888-436-6665 to help donate to the Angel Tree program. We have 5,000 children and 1,000 seniors that need some special items for this Christmas, and you can be a part of helping make that happen for those folks in need. You can also text GOOD to 24365 or scan the QR code there on your screen in order to give. The phone bank, though, will run until 7 p.m. tonight at 888-436-6665. Also, we're giving away some awesome prizes in our new six days of giveaways. Up for grabs today, a hex-clad cookware set and 3-piece hybrid stainless steel cookware. So someone you know would probably love to see that under the tree. All you need to do is sign up to be an insider, and then you can sign up to win these giveaways. And you can enter as many times as you want until 11:30 p.m. Always free to be an insider. Go to clickorlando.com/insider. That's going to do it for us this morning. I'll see you again at noon. Have a great day. Keep warm.